Hello, this is D, and I'm back with another video. And yesterday, the PlayStation 5 Pro pre-order opened up. Now, we're gonna talk about the sales of the PlayStation 5 Pro and who the PlayStation 5 Pro is designed for. We're also today going to talk about the PlayStation 5 Pro and hands-on that outlets have had with the system. And I'm just gonna give you a little spoiler here. They were very impressed with the increase in performance that you get with the PlayStation 5 Pro. I also kind of want to talk what's going on in the community. A lot of people are kind of downplaying the PlayStation 5 Pro, and a lot of people are mocking people for actually getting the PlayStation 5 Pro. So before I get into all of that, I want to just touch on that a little bit. Now, I'm getting so many messages on social media telling me that I'm making such a bad purchase, that there is no improvement in performance getting a PlayStation 5 Pro. It's going to be the same as the PlayStation 5, but just a little bit better stuff. Some people are even going as far as saying that it's going to be the same as the Series X. I had one user post, oh, now the console's going to perform like the Series X. Big deal. And I just don't understand that reasoning. Now, the Series X and the PlayStation 5, they've been out pretty much 4 years now. So that hardware is kind of getting old in the tooth, especially when you have new hardware that came out from AMD and Nvidia in that time period. And we're about to have new hardware coming out again. Yesterday, Nvidia, or I shouldn't say Nvidia, but yesterday it leaked that Nvidia's 5080 and 5090 is imminent, and the specs were also leaked. And let me just give you a spoiler here. The specs on the 5090 are incredible. The bandwidth, it's just a monster. I want to know more about that, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, that's going to be something I'm going to be getting day one. Now, when we talk about PC guys, usually PC guys, they don't get upset against console players. They don't really care what console guys do. But the PlayStation 5 Pro seems to have everybody up in their feelings. And I'm going to kind of point out why some PC guys are upset. Now, if guys have a 4070 Super, a 4080, a 4090, a 3090, they don't feel threatened by the PlayStation 5 Pro. They're not saying anything because their system is going to perform better. The problem is that on PC, while a lot of people will have you believe that they own a 4090 or a top-end GPU, the reality is most of them do not. Now, somebody was sending me over some Steam charts saying, see, look at all the people that are playing on a 4070 or playing on a 3090. That's more people that have the PlayStation 5 Pro. And I was like, bro, that's not how it works. You're looking at the numbers all wrong. Now, when you really look at the numbers, you can see that most users on PC have an RTX 3060. As we go down to try to figure out the next card that is in the stack, it seems to be a GTX 1650. And then when we go over here and we look a little bit further, we see a lot of the lower end cards. We see like a 970, 2087 Ti, and they're very low on the percentage. So we're gonna go on average. Most guys on PC have an RTX 3060, or they're playing on a 1650, or a 3060 Ti, or a 3070. Even a 4060 Ti, which is a lot lower than the users that have a 3060, according to the Steam GPU charts. All of these GPUs that I just mentioned right now, they are all below what the PlayStation 5 Pro is capable of doing. So a lot of people are actually going to have a PC that can't game as well as the PlayStation 5 Pro. And that's why some of them are in their feelings. And they're trying to downplay the PlayStation 5 Pro because it's gonna have features on it that is not capable on their system. The hardware that's inside the PlayStation 5 Pro has accelerated machine learning AI. It has increased ray tracing performance accelerated by hardware up to 3 times. That is unheard of on a console. That is leaps and bounds better than the regular PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series X, and let's not even mention the Series S. So a lot of people are up in their feelings on this. The console guys are up on their feelings in this. You got regular PlayStation 5 owners upset about this. It's an option. You don't have to buy the PlayStation 5 Pro. They're going to continue to make games on the PlayStation 5, and they're going to continue to look great. They're just going to look better and run better and have more features and have better ray tracing on the PlayStation 5 Pro. If that's something that interests you, you can go out and buy that console. If you don't care, stay on the regular PlayStation 5. So you see some of the PlayStation user base, they're kind of fighting over this. And the Xbox guys, they're just in denial right now, saying that there's not going to be any type of difference, or they were in real denial when I was reporting on this over a year ago, and I was getting all the comments telling me that this is a fake story and why am I covering fake news and this is never gonna happen. So they were in denial for a long time. They got really upset with me because I rock out with Xbox. And that's ridiculous. Because I'm an Xbox enthusiast and I like the ecosystem doesn't mean that I don't play or like anything else, or I'm incapable of liking anything else. I'm not into this whole tribalism thing. I'm a gamer. So I want to play on as many platforms as possible. I've always made this apparent throughout all of my videos. If you look at my profile picture for YouTube, it's green and blue. So I don't understand all the hate that I get for speaking the truth, but you know what? I'm gonna always say it like it is. And when Sony steps out of line, I give it to them too. There's tons of videos on that. But for some reason, whenever I say something negative about Xbox, you know, the fan base just can't take it, and I'm kind of tired of it. I enjoy the Xbox ecosystem. I like that I can play my games on my Xbox Series X, and then I can play them on my PC. The games that don't have the best fidelity on the Xbox Series X, I can just play them on my PC. It's very convenient. I like the ecosystem. It offers a great value for me. I also like the PlayStation. I like the exclusives. I like the PlayStation VR. I like the other options that they give me. So I like to play everywhere. I even have a Nintendo Switch. Now, I don't really play the Switch too much. And when I do, it's more or less with my kid and we're playing like Mario games, or maybe I'm just trying to play Mario Kart or something, but I don't really play the Switch a lot. But it's an option there that I can play the games that come out on that console. So if Nintendo releases a banger, I can play it. I have access to it. I don't ever want to just like pigeonhole myself into one console. I like to play on everything, and it's always going to be that way. It is what it is. Now, with that said, Xbox guys, I warned them that this would be the case if Microsoft did not have an answer to the PlayStation 5 Pro. I was told this is not true, it's not happening, and here we are. And I'm looking at a lot of people trying to downplay the PlayStation 5 Pro. They're saying, oh, it's not sold out. Now, I've been watching the sales worldwide of the PlayStation 5 Pro, and I'm gonna break it down for you guys so you can understand. And then after that, we're gonna get into the PlayStation 5 Pro hands-on that all the outlets did. This is how it works in retail, especially when a console is not out yet. Now, when Sony is doing pre-orders, it's an allocated number, a pre-allocated number that they give to a retailer. So all the retailers in the UK, they sold out. They got another batch released to them so that they could sell because it sold good the first go around. Sony is responsible for all of the PlayStation 5 Pro sales in the United States until the 10th of October. These have not been manufactured yet. This is not coming out until the 7th of November. They have a lot stockpiled already, and they can judge by the pre-order how many consoles they need to make. So they could have consoles for weeks until they decide, hey, this is enough because we have to handle the other retailers as well. So that is not an indicator on whether or not this is selling good or not. In Canada, they re-upped twice at certain retailers. Best Buy as well as Walmart ran out, and then they got a huge allocation of a second stock. So I don't understand people's hatred on this. This is never meant to be a mainstream console. This is for the enthusiast. This is for the PlayStation fan that wants to play their first parties, you know, without any type of compromises, playing them at a higher resolution with higher settings. This console was made for gamers who want to play the best versions of multiplats on consoles. And this is the reason why I'm getting it. So I can play my first party games better, so my multiplats will look better. So games that are struggling in the 40s will run at 60. They'll run with higher resolution, with better features and settings. So it's a win-win for me. It is worth it for me. I'm going to be getting rid of my original PlayStation 5, so I'm going to recoup some of the costs. And I think a lot of people are going to be doing that. So I don't think it's a ripoff for what you're getting. I think it's a pretty good value. Now, is it cheap? No, it's not. And this is optional. Just like we have a 4080 Super and a 4090 on PC, it is optional. you do not have to get it. It's an option just like the PlayStation 5 Pro. So I don't know, man. People can do whatever they want with the money that they earn. If they want to spend it and get 10 PlayStation 5 Pros, that's up to them. People really shouldn't be watching what people are spending. Now, you should be really looking at the system specifications. Is it really going to play games better? Do games look and run better on the PlayStation 5 Pro? And this is the case. Digital Foundry has done multiple videos on this now. They even said in their last video that it is a generational leap over this generation with the ray tracing performance on the PlayStation 5 Pro when they were talking about F1 2024.
Looking at your notes here, and I'm actually pleasantly surprised at just how much they're doing here.
Yeah. I thought it was a really, really impressive racing game demo because they're doing a 4K 60 quality mode here, 4K output, and they're including 3 ray traced effects. So they're including DDGI, or Dynamic Diffuse Global Illumination, which is also included in the PlayStation 5 as well, plus RTAO, plus RT Transparency, and RT Opaque Reflections. And we do have some footage here that I was able to match, part of at least. But in the few shots that I was able to match, the RTAO and the RT reflections can make a pretty insane visual difference, like a really stunning visual difference relative to the PS5 version with just DDGI. In the right circumstances, I think it's almost a generational leap. Like the quality of the RTAO makes such a big difference in indirectly lit areas of the track, like on the start of Monaco here. I've got the kind of indirectly lit area at the start of Monaco in that afternoon sun, and you're really seeing like a ton of additional lighting detail with that RTAO that you're not seeing on the base console there. And the RT reflections apply not just to the cars, not just to trackside detail, but also all the transparent surfaces on trackside detail. So it actually looks really good. It's giving you a lot of interesting transparent reflections, like on the siding in Silverstone here. You're getting a ton of reflective detail there. It makes the game look so much better. I mean, this is not too new because we've seen this stuff on PC before, but it looks really, really good. And as like a Formula One fan myself, it gives you a much closer fidelity to that real life experience.
It's a generational leap ahead in technology. You're getting machine learning AI that is not on any console, that isn't even on any current AMD GPU. You're getting 3 times the ray tracing performance over the regular console. You're going to have higher resolution, better settings, better performance. It's about $250, $300 more than the regular PlayStation 5. And you're getting much better performance. And these same people that have outrage, there's no outrage for the Xbox that is $600 that offers a 2 terabyte storage option. That is ridiculous. For $100 more, you can get a PlayStation 5 Pro that offers a substantial upgrade over the regular version. So what are we doing here? Now, Digital Foundry in their last video, they had a hands-on with it. A lot of outlets have had hands-on with it, and they were very impressed with the performance. I talked about F1 2024. It also supports an 8K 60 FPS mode that they actually got to try, and it's actually resolving an 8K 60 FPS image with PSSR. Now, that is incredible. It's going to have ray trace enabled in races at 4K. You're going to get PSR up to 4K in the game at 60 FPS. It looks a lot better. I believe even it has a 120 FPS mode. You're going to get a huge improvement over the regular PlayStation 5 version with ray tracing performance on track. You can see the cars going by as they reflect off of each other. You can see a whole bunch of details that just weren't available on the regular PlayStation 5. And you're getting them in-game, and you're getting them at 60 FPS. Horizon is getting a visual quality that matches or surpasses the quality mode in Forbidden West at 60 FPS. You're going to get improvements to shadows, depths of field, skin, hair shaders, clouds, God rays, and more. Now, The Last of Us Part 1 and 2, the developers didn't really do too much. They just kind of used PSSR from the quality mode, and they brought it up to 4K 60 FPS. So you're getting a higher frame rate in the quality mode, and you're getting a sharper, more detailed image. And it looks good already, to be honest with you, but it looks even sharper now at this 4K 60 FPS PSR improvement that the PlayStation 5 Pro's hardware provides. Now, Marvel Spider-Man and Ratchet & Clank They didn't really do a lot on it as well. They're offering a performance pro mode at 4K, but with the ray tracing and features of fidelity mode running at 60 FPS. So you're going to get all of the fidelity stuff from the ray tracing mode running at 60 FPS with PSSR, so you're going to get a sharper, cleaner image quality. Then you got Dragon's Dogma 2. That got much better frame rates. It was running at 60 FPS in the stress points where it would drop really low to like 36, 37 on the regular PlayStation 5. It's running at like 55, 57 FPS, which is pretty much 60 FPS. I know some people saying, well, that's not 60 FPS. When you have VRR enabled and you have it at 55, even 52 and above, it's gonna feel like 60 FPS. It's essentially the same thing. That's the beauty of VRR. Now you're also getting new ray tracing features running at 60 FPS. Now Dragon's Dogma gives me hope for GTA 6 because this game we know is going to be CPU bound. Dragon's Dogma 2 is CPU heavy. And we're getting an increase in performance. In some areas where it was performing like 37 on the base PlayStation 5, it's at like 57, 55 FPS on the PlayStation 5 Pro. So that bodes well that the PSSR implementation and the other optimizations that they're making on these games with these engines, with the hardware that is capable in the PlayStation 5 Pro, that we can see some of these CPU bottlenecks alleviated. I'm not saying completely taken out, but alleviated. And Dragon's Dogma 2 is a good example of that because we all know how heavy it is on the CPU. Dragon Age is going to look and run better on the PlayStation 5 Pro. It's going to have performance and fidelity mode through PSSR. It's going to have ray tracing at 60 FPS, and it's going to be in a performance mode on the PlayStation 5 Pro. So multiplats, that's another thing that we have to talk about. Another reason for getting the PlayStation 5 Pro. The multiplats are going to look and run better on the PlayStation 5 Pro. I don't care what anybody says. They're going to look better than the regular PlayStation 5. They're going to look better than the Xbox Series X. Definitely better than the Xbox Series S. It's going to look better than a lot of people's PCs because as I pointed out earlier, most people are playing on like a 3060, a 3060 Ti, like a 2070. They're not playing on high-end hardware. Now, it does exist on PC, of course, but the amount of people that have a 4090 or a 4080 Super, they are outnumbered drastically by the people that own a 3060 or a 3060 Ti. Oliver from Digital Foundry also spoke to some developers and they said that the model of PSSR has gotten better and that it will continue to get better over time. Now, machine learning AI, over time it improves. The same thing happened with DLSS. When DLSS first came out, that technology wasn't great. There was a lot of issues with it. And over time, the models improved. The same thing is going to happen with PSSR. And I think it's going to happen at a faster rate because the way that PSSR is coming out, it's coming out really looking good. And that's an advantage it has over its predecessors because they didn't come out looking as good. Intel, when they came out with their AI upscaling solution, it was pretty rough around the edges as well. Now, over time, the model changes. It learns because it's machine learning based. It's AI. It's running on the neural network. It will get better over time. And I have no doubt that PSSR will do the same. Now, I went through all of that to say this. The PlayStation 5 Pro is going to give you a substantial improvement in performance over the regular PlayStation 5, over the Xbox Series X, definitely over the Xbox Series S. The technologies that are inside these systems, they're not the same. FSR is not the same as DLSS. It's not the same as PSSR. It's not using machine learning AI hardware. It's not on a neural network. It has a model that they kind of train it, but it's not the same. They don't have the same hardware in there. They don't have enough hardware to do the same things that Sony and DLSS and RDNA 4 when it comes out next year is doing with this technology. It just isn't possible. These features are exclusive to the PlayStation 5 Pro right now. Not even any AMD hardware that is currently out has this. The ray tracing improvements, 2 to 3 times ray tracing improvement. Are you kidding me? Are you looking at what we're seeing from F1 2024? That is a generational leap in quality over the regular PlayStation 5 version. So for me, it's worth it. For a lot of gamers, it's worth it. If it's worth it for you, you have to make that decision for yourself. But to come out and like call out people for buying it and trying to mock them, it's kind of immature. It's silly. When you break down the price and performance, it is a good deal. You cannot build the same thing on PC that performs like the PlayStation 5 Pro. It just can't be done. And these are the facts. Anyways, I want to know what you guys think about all of this. Did you order a PlayStation 5 Pro? Are you going to order a PlayStation 5 Pro? Or are you waiting for more information and more details to come out before you make your decision? Were you able to get a 30th anniversary edition? I got a spoiler for the channel. I was able to secure one. My boy Jay came through and we will have it on the channel. So I want to know your thoughts on all of this. If you think it's worth it, what do you think Xbox is going to do in the future? Do they have an answer? We're hearing some reports that there's going to be a handheld coming out. And although I think a handheld, if it had the right performance and if they offered the right software on there, I do think it could do good. It's still not going to compete with a PlayStation 5 Pro. The truth of the matter is, until Xbox has a successor to the Series X, all of the multi-platform games are going to look and run better on the PlayStation 5 Pro. Even their own games, such as Indiana Jones, that are coming to the PlayStation 5 will run better on the PlayStation 5 Pro. And as an Xbox fan, I gotta be honest with you, if I only had that console, that would annoy me. That would annoy me that Xbox doesn't have an answer, because I'm hearing that the next Xbox at the very minimum is going to be 2 years away. So we're going to see 2 years of side-by-sides with the Xbox Series X, the PlayStation 5, the PlayStation 5 Pro, and we're going to see that the PlayStation 5 Pro clears all of those consoles. So I just want to know what you guys think about all of this. Let me know in the comment section down below. And like I usually say, please like, share, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one.